Have you at any point in life been in a state of confusion where you can't think clearly of what to do with your life? Perhaps you have many ideas going on in your mind, but you can't just make that one decision, and the best thing to do is to roll the dice to help you decide your fate. Poor Sandra found herself in that situation. You can imagine how frustrating it can be. But the worst was about to happen. She got a debit alert. I guess the only thing you can think of is what purchase or transaction you made last, then another debit again comes in. This is no longer funny. Sandra's next thought went to her ATM debit card. But what truly went wrong? The worst thing that can happen to you in situations like this is to find your debit card at the mercy of guys like this. If you find yourself in such a mess, what will you do, especially when it's your life savings? Your life may be at the mercy of your account officer. But in a country like Nigeria, where you have to follow a due process to talk to a service provider, her account balance was wiped out before she could even get to the customer service representative. So what's the essence? I think the country has a long way to go. The same night, Sandra needed to make up for her losses. But should that be the reason why she should sell her body? People say that ladies do this out of frustration, but what if it's in the gene? And with the weapon of mass destruction that she has got, she shouldn't stand on the highway for too long. Tokunbo liked what he saw, and he went for it. Straight to the bedroom, there's no time to waste. Meet June and her man, Jalzi. She is an influencer and a model. She fancy taking sexy pictures of herself to attract views, likes, and comments as an influencer. Jalzi is not happy with the fact that her naked pictures are everywhere on social media. He was still complaining about it when she told him that she will be taking naked pictures of herself with a photographer soon. Whether he likes it or not is his problem. She's hot, yes, but I wonder how many guys still accept such today. Sandra woke up to act as if Tokunbo picked an innocent girl on the street. I mean, what's the attitude all about? Tokunbo thinks it's the money. He just gave her $300. A knock came at the door and he had to go for it. He told Sandra not to move an inch. Funny how these girls can be. At least she has recovered her lost money. Tokunbo just arrived from the United States and his friend Fola came to visit him. They were doing the normal guys talk until Sandra came in. You can't believe what just happened. Sandra is Fola's girlfriend. Sandra was already in a mess. What better way can she explain this to Fola? Yes, the money can solve her needs, but what about her relationship she's about to lose? Money can't solve that, you know. But before we make a total condemnation about Sandra, she is a decent lady. And as a matter of fact, she works in a restaurant as a supervisor. Kunle and Kazim are her colleagues at work, but she barely comes to work. Kazim has been crushing on Sandra. He doesn't mind covering up for her for as long as it takes. Jalzi has been thinking lately. He wants June to reconsider what she was about to do, to the point that she threatened to quit the relationship if he wouldn't support her career. This guy just seems to be calm with every one of his approaches. You can't solve all the problems in your life. Just make sure you take good care of yourself. Every girl has this dream car she wishes to have one day. This is Sandra's dream car. At least taking pictures with her dream car for her Instagram page isn't a bad idea. Little did she know that Mr. Shigen was in his car. He is a very nice, kind-hearted, and charitable man. He has no problem with Sandra taking pictures with his car. As a matter of fact, he did help her take the pictures she wanted. And to wrap it up, he transferred into her account the sum of 200,000 naira. That's what I mean by being charitable. Mr. Shigen requested for her number because he still wanted to hang out sometime with her. Maybe it's his own way of attracting ladies. Sandra was talking to her friend on phone about her experience with the man with the G-Wagon when strange calls started rolling in. They were seeking her hand in marriage. Sandra's contact was everywhere online in search of a husband. But how come? Sandra was about to find out online when her mother called. Her mother would do anything to see that her daughter got married. That shouldn't be a problem for Sandra. She called the admin of the website to pull down the post, which they did. A woman shouldn't come between two good friends. Tokunbo has tried his best to resolve the conflict with his friend. Fola understands that it wasn't his fault, and that shouldn't be a problem. Come to think of it, Sandra never called Fola to apologize or explain over what happened the other time. Tokunbo suggested that he should call her. They were still talking about her when the doorbell rang. Fola went to use the restroom while Tokunbo went for the door. But to his greatest surprise, it was Sandra. Jalzi is still pressing on changing his girl's mind over taking the nude pictures. But is this how lenient he would be in handling situations like this? June knows that her man wouldn't be a problem, but his mother, who's against her lifestyle. She's looking for every means to get closer to Jalzi's mother, so buying her a gift will boost her chances. We didn't talk about Sandra's mission to Tokunbo's house. Is she beginning to like him? Because sometimes good sex is the one thing that draws you intimate with someone. Fola came back to find his girlfriend again in the living room. Sandra should better have a good explanation for this. Tokunbo had to give them space to talk. He shouldn't be part of this. Sandra apologized for everything that happened. She thinks Fola deserves better. She wants to quit the relationship. The same day, Sandra got an unexpected visit from her mother. Everything isn't fine. She's concerned that her daughter isn't getting any younger. She had a plan. She told Sandra to go in and put on something nice for a purpose. Sandra hasn't been at work in days and wanted to resume duty before her mother ambushed her. She pleaded with Kazim to help cover up for her. The poor guy will do anything for his crush. June was already having a work in progress with the photographer Femi about the photo session. Even though she hadn't done it before, she's still nervous of what it will be like. There is nothing influencers wouldn't do to be the face of the industry. Sandra is all set waiting for her mother. As they patiently wait, it turns out to be something indescribable. Men of different age, size, shape, color, you can name them, all at Sandra's disposal to make her choice. What can't a mother sacrifice for her daughter? Sandra wanted a private talk with her mother, but come to think of it, are men this jobless? Sandra's mom pleaded with her. At least she should interview them before sending them away. Tokunbo started a car business back in Nigeria with his friend Fola as his associate. Fola indirectly had been expressing his anger towards his friend. Tokunbo understood what was going on. He wouldn't mind staying out of Fola's way for peace to reign. Sandra shouldn't be the reason to halt the relationship of two good friends. Fola offered to have dinner with his friend, all bills on him. Let the interview begin. The first guy wasn't ready for marriage. He wanted friends with benefits, you can imagine that. The second sounded like a sugar daddy with no sugar in him. A psycho, I must say. Weren't these guys checked properly before coming? Sandra is beginning to take longer hours than expected. The poor lover had to call his girl, but she wasn't picking up. Just then, Fola came in to check for Sandra. Kazim considers him an enemy in his territory. He will be hostile to anyone who wants to take his girl away from him. The interview wasn't done yet. Mother and daughter were left with one interviewee. He sounded so pathetic, like someone who needed support. Sandra can't deal with that right now. She somehow got interested with the last guy. She wanted to also interview him, but unfortunately for her, he wasn't part of the contestants. She insisted on knowing him, and Sandra was shocked to find out that he is her mother's sugar boy. Let's hope this sugar boy doesn't start sleeping with both mother and daughter. How about June? Will she take the pictures? Thanks for watching. Please comment your thoughts and also like and share this video for more super amazing videos that we are bringing to you. And if you're watching from our YouTube channel, you can also subscribe and turn on your notification for more. Thank you.